I am so excited. I love math.
Awesome.
Me
Well,
too.
It's the best.
welcome back, everyone. So, by the end of class today, you should be able to evaluate, justify, compare, and contrast strategies for ordering fractions with different numerators. So, you should already have Will and Jayla's work pulled up, if possible, on your shared
Mm-hmm.
workspace. Will and Jayla, would you mind explaining to me your strategy and possibly walking me through your process?
Well, we just drew two number lines, one for the tenths and one for the fourths, and then we were able to order the fractions.
Okay. Everyone else, can you tell me if their strategy is correct?
Yep, it's correct. I think it's a long way of doing this problem, but it is correct.
Okay, so technically it is true that you can make a number line for any fraction, although some fractions would be difficult to draw correctly. So their strategy is definitely correct. All right, so in the shared workspace, can we move on to Mina's work, please?
Mm.
All right, Mina, can you tell me about your process and your strategy, please?
Yeah, my process was quick and easy. I just did it in my head, and I was able to order the fractions.
Okay, everyone else, what do we think about Mina's strategy?
Um, well, she's partly right. But not all the way. I think she sees the top number as the number of parts, and that's kind of what I did too.
Mhm.
But I don't really think she gets what the bottom number is, the denominator.
Okay, so there are a few things to notice about Mina's strategy. First, if both denominators are the same, then the size of the pieces are the same. So comparing numerators directly is correct. If both numerators are the same, then you have the same number of pieces. You can also then compare the denominators, but you have to keep in mind that you are thinking about the size of the pieces, and larger denominators mean smaller pieces. Okay?
Oh.
Okay. Mina's
Mm-hmm.
explanation is easy enough to follow, but doesn't provide a lot of detail, unfortunately. So the way she approached the problem is how she drew her conclusion. So it is incorrect, unfortunately, but you gave it a good try, Mina.
Mm.
That's okay. Okay, so now can we pull up Emily and Carlos's work in the shared workspace, please?
Mhm.
All right, Emily and Carlos, why don't you walk me through what you did?
Well, we did it in our head too. We actually did two things. First, we compared each number to 1/2, and it was easy to see which fraction belonged on each side if it was less than or greater than 1/2. Only one of the fractions is less than 1/2. That's 3/10, so that's the smallest one.
Okay, do you think your strategy will work for any set of fractions?
No, I don't think it would work for any fractions. I think you can compare most fractions to 1/2, but after that, some fractions are still hard to compare. So I don't think it'll always work.
Awesome. So class, what do y'all think about Emily and Carlos's work?
Well, we got the same answer as them, so we think it's right answer. But I don't know. I don't really understand the missing pieces. I don't really get that.
Okay, so for two fractions that are greater than 1/2, each one is only missing one piece technically. I don't know if that
Mm-hmm.
helps at all. So it's a little incomplete on some points. So I'm sorry if it's a little difficult to follow. Um, excuse me. It is true that you can always compare fractions to 1/2, but this is only helpful if some of the fractions are greater than 1/2 and some are less than 1/2. So it's true that they're a little difficult to compare. Excuse me. Are there any other questions about any of the work we looked at today?
Not for me.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much. I think that's all I have for you today.
Okay, see you later.
Thank you. And interaction, please.
Great, welcome back.
It seemed like it went way too fast.
Well, thanks for leading that discussion. Let's take a few minutes to reflect on the experience while it's still fresh in your
Yes,
mind.
ma'am.
First, how are you feeling about the discussion that you led?
Not awful. Unfortunately, math is not my top subject, and so it was kind of hard for me to follow what I was discussing. But luckily, I had everything in front of me, so it wasn't awful.
Well, that's good. Well, where do you feel like you did really well? What'd you like?
Just the interaction, I guess, in general with the students. It's even though I know it's not a real classroom, it's nice to kind of get a feel of what a real classroom will eventually be like, especially with a
Good.
small number of students and not 25 in my first year.
Right, yeah. Good, and that's why we do this, so you can
Mhm.
practice. And if you had a chance to do this again, where might you want to do things a little differently?
I don't think there was anything inherently wrong with the simulation. I think I should have been like a little bit better prepared to lead the discussion because, like I said, I feel like it went really fast, but I think that's because I was nervous and pretty much just rushed through it as quickly as possible.
That's okay. Well, that's a good observation. That's good to know.
Mhm.
Well, great. That concludes our session for today. I know your professor will be in touch with you or maybe already has about the next
Yes,
steps.
ma'am.
Thank you for participating, and I hope you have a great day.
Thank you. You have a blessed day as well.